Hey, Ellen.
What now, Chris?
The hills are alive with the proven winners.
I knew you were going to break that song out.
You think Marshall Dirks would go for that as like a theme song for the trials?
No.
Give me royalties or something? No, he's a smart man. He wouldn't do it. Hey, I'm Chris, and that's
Ellen.
And we're the Bobbleheads, and we're covering the 2016 California Spring Trials, this time from Kerrigan Winery,
You did remember the name.
which is Proven Winners' new home.
Beautiful
It's in
spot.
Gilroy, and the hills are alive with these Proven Winner plants, specifically perennials. We also did an annuals video that you can watch elsewhere on our YouTube page. But the first thing we're going to start with is an Amsonia. And Ellen, I didn't know, Amsonia is a native plant.
It's a native.
And this particular selection, Stormcloud, is what?
It's called a nativar.
A native cultivar. And it's a May into June bloomer. They said it will
At least
bloom
in Michigan.
It'll bloom the same time as your peonies, and I think that's great because there aren't that many shrubs that'll bloom in the landscape that early. So this is one I want to try in my own garden. So that's a nativar. Now these are not nativars. These are Dianthus, and they've got two different series of them.
That's right. Fruit punch.
The fruit punch is large,
Double.
with double or semi-double flowers. We've got two different colors here.
Black cherry frost is new,
That's what you're looking at right over here.
and to your right is spiked punch.
Spiked punch, there you go. Now, a more ground covery type of Dianthus is the Paint the Town series, and we've got two colors here as well. These are single flowered, that's fuchsia, and then right over here, that's Paint the Town magenta.
I like that one.
Now, that's a short little plant. What if you want something slightly taller? Maybe in a daylily? Can I offer you
Daylily,
something? Can I show you
right.
something in a daylily?
This is the Rainbow Rhythm Tiger Swirl.
Now, this is the one day they said when there didn't happen to be a flower open. Look at the buds. They're covered with buds, but they will put up these big 5 or 6 inch bicolor flowers. Very, very
Right.
striking. Big plant grows
Yeah.
32 inches tall, plus, give or take, and down to zone 3, so extremely cold tolerant. Now, if you need something for the shade, and who doesn't need something for the shade? Eucharis are great, and we've got a couple of two different series here, and 4 different colors total. The first are the
Dolces. This one here is a silver gumdrop.
and Dolces are kind of medium size.
But look at this one here, the Appletini. Great name for it because that's what color an Appletini is.
And what I really like is the flowers.
Yeah, flowers are great.
And
Beautiful.
I'm not a
red color.
Euchra aficionado like some, so I don't know how dominant and visible the flowers ought to be. But they said with all the breeding now, that's what you're starting to see more of, where the flowers are just as nice as the plant. Now, if you want something big in your Eucharis,
Right.
how
Brand new
about
series.
Primos? There's we've got 2 different ones here, I believe.
Pretty Pistachio is a lime green one.
Very well.
And behind that, or I should say right down here,
Yeah, that's Black Pearl.
Black Pearl. Nice glossy
Now
leaf on
let's
this
let's
one.
discuss these a little bit. This one you don't want to put out in too much sunlight because it
that's right.
because it will burn. So watch for a little bit more shade. The black one, Black Pearl, they're calling a breeding breakthrough Walter's Garden
For them,
because they feel like that's the darkest leaf that certainly they've ever produced and probably that you might find, and it stays really nice
Right.
and black.
Huge
it doesn't,
leaves.
Doesn't turn chocolatey. So now, if you combine a Tiarella and a Euchera, you get what, Ellen?
Eucharella.
Darned if you're not right. Every time. 2 of them here, Red Rover, which has a kind of an interesting lobed leaf and a little bit more of sort of the Tiarella habit and coloration to the foliage there in the middle. And then we've got one called Hopscotch that is a bit more butterscotch color and has a little more of a maple leaf to it.
I like that color. That's
And
a
those
nice
are
one.
zones 4.
Hibiscus
Now,
over here.
perennial hibiscus, always nice plants. There's one called,
Just the,
yeah, I've got
this
it right
is
here.
summerific.
Cranberry Crush was one that they have that's very popular.
Right,
It has a
very
nice
popular.
ball-shaped habit. Grows to about 4 feet, which is pretty dwarf for some of these hibiscus. They say this one, ballet slippers, will do the same thing. A nice 4-foot ball-shaped plant, kind of creamy flower, and you can't, and it's got a nice red eye to it. You can't see it here, but it will get sort of blush tips
Yeah.
as it
See,
opens up.
starting right there.
So there you go. And lastly, I want to show you about another nativar.
Nativar.
Or close to that. This is something they've been kind of breeding on, Prairie Winds Blue Paradise. Now this is it's like little blue stem, which is a native prairie grass. There's a lot of them out there, just in the marketplace. But this is a sort of an improved version of that Walters has been working on selecting. So if you're into those native plants, Blue Paradise is one you might want to try. And then lastly, let's look at a real quick, nice little Veronica called Magic Show Pink Potion. Now this one replaces one called Sweet Lullaby, which was actually too short. When perennials were trying to get more compact, in some cases it was too compact, and it was also pretty late. This one is actually 3 weeks earlier than that, and it matches and pairs both. That's how good it is with the white and the indigo blue in the Magic Show series. So if you're a perennial crazed person like Ellen is, well, she's just crazy, you want to take a look at these. And now from the Kerrigan Winery, this is Chris and Ellen signing off from Proven Winners.